What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Your boy Jermaine. We're here in the mobile studio again, but listen, man. The Trump accounts went live. I guess it was on July 4th. They went live on Independence Day, America's 250. But today is a trading day, so both the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange um, you know, ring the opening bell from the White House, and all the people that were there who were supporting the Trump accounts. Not all of them, but most of them. One vocal figure, Brad Gerstner, was there as well, and Michael Dell and his wife, and all of them. So, long story short, guys, it's official. The Trump accounts are out, and it's time to take advantage. So, if you guys didn't know what the Trump accounts are, let me read you something, all right? So, let's pivot for a little bit. Trump accounts are tax advantage investment accounts for children under 18 years old. Created under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the government invests the money in low-cost fund that tracks the S&P 500, the same index that has historically returned about 10% annually over a long period. Children cannot withdraw the fund until they're 18 years old, at which point they can use the money for education, first home purchase, or to start a business without penalties. After 18 years old, the account's converted to a traditional IRA. So, that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Parents, guardians, friends, and companies can all add money to a child's Trump account. Kids can receive up to $5,000 per year. A maximum of $2,500 can come from employers every year. Micron is investing $250 million into Trump accounts, depositing $250 million for children under 18 in states where it operates. Michael Dell and Susan Dell Foundation pledged $6.25 billion, $250 for 25 million children ages 10 and under in zip codes where median household income is under $150,000 per year. So, what are you guys' excuses now? Now, because listen to this. Some of you people find excuses why you can't invest in the market, you can't put money aside for your kids, but y'all be buying these Hears, y'all be buying these Jordans, y'all be buying these Lululemons. Name the product, name the consumer product, and you guys be buying that instead of putting money aside for your kids. But now, y'all have seed money. There's seed money out there. So what will be your new excuse why y'all can't take advantage of these things? This is a good initiative. To me, this is a good initiative. So to open up one right now, you go to trumpaccount.gov or download the Trump account official app on an ISO or Android device. Complete IRS form 4547 to elect your child. Your child needs to have a valid social security number, must under 18. There is a limit to the Trump accounts per child. Okay? So you have to act fast, pretty much, to do all of this stuff. You have to act fast to do all of this stuff and make sure you take advantage. And they make it a way where you can contribute money to this Trump account after you receive the initial seed money that will be invested in the S&P 500 fund. You can also contribute money to this Trump account through any means. Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever. Name the means you can deposit money into these accounts. So there's no excuses. You guys should find no excuse where not to put money in these accounts for your children. If a kid was born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028, then they will get the $1,000. But all the other kids will get like $250. You guys might say, oh, this is not a lot of money, da, 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 da. But compound $250 in the S&P 500 for, say, the next 10, 15 years at 10% annual growth, and you'll see how much money that is, and contribute seed money. But when you're all buying these Jordans, when you're all doing these hairstyles, and when you're all buying all these nonsense that doesn't have any material growth, then you won't complain it's not a lot of money. What somebody said, he will find a way to steal the money when there is enough. Do not it. I don't. What you're trying to say? He will find a way to steal the money when there is enough. Do not it. I don't understand what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say? But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, you see how life is funny? These people who are making money in the economy, these people who are business owners, Michael Dell and Susan Dell, Elon is going to pledge some SpaceX shares as well. A lot of people, a lot of business people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people are coming together and seeing that the gap between the have and the have-not is getting wider and wider by the day. And they are willing to pledge shares, to pledge investment, to pledge money just to help kids for the future, just to put down something aside for the future, because they all realize it's hard out here. It is really hard. And most people don't make good financial decisions, and they don't teach you this stuff in school. If you was listening to Michael Dell today, Michael Dell said 40 years ago he started a company out of his dorm room with $1,000, and now he's able to give 25 million kids $1,000 to just seed money to invest in the S&P 500 fund. Just seed money. Y'all can start putting $2, $3 for your kids. It doesn't matter. Any amount you put in these Trump accounts is going to be there for your kid. Any amount. And it's not like a saving account. You jump in the bank and just, for example, you put $100 in the bank, which you get 0.001% interest on that. It's not like that. You're investing into these companies that are in the Fortune 500 S&P 500 fund. Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Broadcom, Tesla. Name the big company out there that's in the fund. That's what this money is going towards. And over time, these companies keep making money, making more money, and the money is going to be growing. By the time you know it, your 1-year-old, your 2-year-old, by the time he or she is 18 years old, he or she has like 50 grand in his account. If you keep invest money on top of the seed money you get, 50 grand. You know what 50 grand can do for the average 18-year-old right now, graduating high school, going to college, trying at that crossroad where he or she might be thinking, okay, do I want to go the entrepreneur route, or I want to go to college, or I want to start a business? Do you know what 50 freaking grand is for the average 18-year-old right now at his or her disposal after leaving high school and get to that crossroad where he or she might be deciding if they're going to go to college or going to start a new event? Do you know how much 50 grand is for the average 18-year-old? Just think about it. Just think about it. They might want to even just keep go on and just like, you know what? Let me try to invest this money. Let me try to get deeper into this investment world and try to see if I could make something out of this initial seed money and out of this money that I have right now. You know what I mean? So this is opportunity, guys. I think this is one of the best things that ever happened within the economy for the younger kids that's coming up, and for the next generation to really get an opportunity to make something out of nothing. Because, like, as I said, most kids' parents don't know anything about investments, don't know anything about investing. they're not exposed to investing. So this person who said, you know, they will, trust me, man, this is a good thing. This is a good thing from my point of view. This is a good thing. This is the right initiative. And you see how life come full circle? The same people who most of y'all be demonizing and tearing them down, saying they're stealing all the money out the economy, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Because the thing is, most of us, we don't understand capitalism. I know that we're living in a capitalistic society where, you know, people's gonna make money, and there's gonna be winners and there's gonna be losers. These are the same people you're demonizing. These are the same people now who are coming forward, pledging shares, pledging money, pledging billions of dollars and shares in their company to kids in America who are below the age of 18 years old, so that they can have a future, man. So this is something that all communities need to really realize and seize the opportunity and really take this thing serious, and not only sit on that pledge money, that seed money, and let that seed money really stay there in the account and don't contribute to it. You should also seek to contribute to that seed money and make sure the pot get bigger and bigger over time, and like, you know, get that snowball effect and compound over time, which will make you set up your kids for the future. Because, you know, now you have no issues. Now you have no excuses. No excuses. What y'all need to do is stop buying those Jordans, stop buying those Nikes, stop buying those hair bundles and those Brazilian hairs and paying these $250 to do these hairstyles. Instead of, now you have seed money, now you have something, you gotta start. You gotta start. So now you should contribute to that start and try to make this serious, man. This is serious. This is a life and death situation. This is a have and a have not situation. And if you want to be a part, or if you want to have your kid, if you want to see your kids be a part of that have category in the future, that's what you need to do. That's a sacrifice I think people need to do right now. Stop buying those freaking Jordans. Stop doing those stupid hairstyles, that grown-ass hairstyles, and stop buying some of those stuff that you just putting your kid out there at these young age and start, you know, and doing all that nonsense and start. Now you get to start and start to contribute to that seed money. Now you get seed money for investing into your kid's future. Because, as I said, the average 18-year-old, $50,000, you know, shit. I wish when I was 18, I had this opportunity. Or when I was younger than 18, I had the opportunity to, like, have my government put up money and set up a foundation or set up a system where when I was, you know, when I turned the age of 18 years old, I have the potential to have some sort of money that I can use to buy a house or go to college or start my own business. Like, listen to this. A lot of kids in high school right now, they're in like or they're exposed to vocational trade like plumbing, electricians or whatever it is. That money can even help them to start a business, y'all, right after they come out of high school. You know what I mean? So this is a limitless amount of opportunity you can come out of this. You can come out of this situation. But as I said before, it's all about who's going to use this opportunity. It's all about the smart parents who's going to seize this opportunity and take the advantage and say, okay, let's look into it. I have some seed money right here for my kid. Let me try to make a change. Let me try to make a positive change and add to this money over time. You don't need no investment. You don't need no investment acumen. You don't need no investment skills. You don't need no investment proficiency. All you need to do is add money to these accounts. The money you add to these accounts will automatically invest into the S&P 500 index. That's what it is. You're getting a share of the 500 biggest companies by market cap within the United States. So that's what the S&P 500 is. You might hear the term S&P 500, Standards and Poor's 500. That's what it means. It means the 500 biggest companies within the United States that's operating today by market cap. And Nvidia is the biggest. I think Apple is the second. Microsoft is the third. You have other companies in there too, but that's where the money is going. It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. So we just have to take the sacrifices, and we just have to make sure that we're setting up our kids for success. And I'm pleading with people, man, stop buying those dumbass Jordans, them dumbass Nikes, hundreds of dollars, and try this out for a second, yeah? I think everyone who's doing this, when you get tax money, if you can put away, for example, $1,000 out of your taxes each year. I'm just giving you $1,000 out of your taxes each year, right? Into these accounts. You understand? And try, if you're doing 3 hairstyles a month for your average 13 or 12 years old or whatever, try to do 1 and put the balance in these accounts. You understand? Try to buy less nonsense. You know what I mean? Try to stop ordering out often and try to cook more at home for your kid. You understand? Try to take, what else I see y'all be doing? Yeah, just try a strategy. Just do it for like, say, a year straight, and then you'll see the compounding effect. And you'll see play out in real time, the compounding effect on real time on these accounts. Just try that for a second. You know what I mean? But that's what's happening, and it's life just come full circle, because I heard about this not years ago, but this was in the talks months ago, maybe like a year now, and you know, these Trump accounts coming up, you know what I mean? No one, like, listen, man, listen. People are not stupid. You understand? And people just have bad habits. And there's a thing called generational curse. And when you grow up, see your parents doing something, and you grow up in an environment where you just do something, you just be doing the same shit every day, same nonsense every day. And you go to school, you get all these degrees, and you get all this education, but you know, the education you receive doesn't help you do anything. Because it doesn't matter what you do for a living, and it doesn't matter what your proficiencies are. At the end of the day, to understand how money work, and how the economy work, and how investing work, I think is all you need to survive in this economy right now. It doesn't matter. You'll have that degree, or you'll have that degree that giving you thousands of dollars a month, but if you don't understand how this fucking economy work and how money work, you're gonna blow that money you get with that from the education you have. The best education is to learn, is to know how money works, honestly, and to know how to like navigate your economy, navigate the markets you're in. Navigate capitalism. That's the best education. Because you know why? 20 years ago, programmers were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Programmers, computer programmers, 20 years ago they were making that, right? Now, a programmer job is about to go obsolete because guess what? You have a thing called Codex from ChatGPT, and now you have also a thing called Claude from Anthropics. Those software programs write codes. You understand? Those software programs write codes, debunk codes better than any programmer out there. They do it faster, they do it better, they debunked it quicker, they have better ideas, they have better execution rate, less flaws than the average programmer. So, I say that to say this. If you was a programmer 20 years ago and you were making hundreds and thousands of dollars a month, but you didn't have the mental acuity to say, okay, I'm making all this money, let me put away some, let me invest some. You understand? Let me invest some of this money. You'll get caught up right now because, one, you'll be out of a job. That cash flow is not coming in anymore, so you don't have that money from the programming job because the company you was working at, say Google, say Meta, say IBM or one of what. Now they're using Claude. They're now using Codex from OpenAI. They're using Claude. They're using Claude from Anthropics. They don't want you anymore because your job is getting obsolete. You still have your programming skills. You still have your programming degree. You still have your programming know-how, but because you wasn't making use of that money you was making years ago, now you get all caught up, not making the cash flow anymore. But if you was investing that money in the markets as S&P 500 fund, now you say, oh shit, all right, I have the degree, I have the connections, I know what I'm doing. You could go out there and start your own thing because you have capital, you have backing, you have seed money, you have all that money you was saving up in the markets from years ago. You have leverage. You understand? So you see where I'm going with this? You know, financial education is the best education you could ever have, man. Screw everything else, man. Everything else is just temporary because the economy is going at such a huge, fast pace that you know, things gonna be changing over time, and you know what I mean. You're gonna experience different things, and you know what I mean. But one thing that makes this world go around is finances, is the economy, is you know, all of that. So I say that to say this: you gotta be vigilant. You gotta be smart about how you're doing things. You know, you have to be very, very attentive with your money, man. You have to do that. And this is something that is set up for the kids so that they can make their life better in the future. And once you think it's crazy now, America is going through not even America, the world is going through like a very funny situation right now. With the advent of AI, with the advent of all these technologies, you know, it's not, you know, we're at the crossroad where AI is disrupting every possible field of every possible industry right now. So I say, well, one thing AI will not disrupt is the financial industry. From a conservative point of view, once you know your finances, then it's not going to be changing. You could use AI to enhance your knowledge around finances, to run shorter reports, to run shorter due diligence, all of that stuff. But financial knowledge is the best, and giving your kid financial knowledge And even knowing that they have these accounts, you can use these accounts as leverage to spark their interest into getting into the financial game and understanding how money works and get an understanding on how the economy works and what to do when they get out of school and stuff like that with this potential money they'll have in the markets that they can utilize to do whatever they want to do. Buy a house, go to college, start a business. It's all going to be penalty free. You dig? So that's what I'm saying now. You guys have no excuses. Cut out some of the unnecessary spending, the unnecessary buying of goods and services. Every year some people got to get the newest iPhones. Cut that nonsense out. You don't need that. Instead of buying the newest iPhone, you put that money in the market to make that money work for your kid. You understand? One thing about people I get to understand is like, yo, and I'm guilty of this too, but you know, most of us, we spend what we don't have to impress the people we don't like. And that's why we're always behind the 8 ball, because of our habits, because of the generational curse that most of us get from our parents. Because some of us parents are crazy, man. Some of our parents are crazy, yo. Some of us, our parents are crazy in a respectable way. And again, they get it from their parents too. But some of us parents don't know how to handle money, man. And it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. You know what I mean? So this is an opportunity to break that curse. You know what I'm saying? And put these kids in a position where they can get a way out of this bad economical position. You understand? So that's what I'm saying today. On other topics, let's pivot to the game. The game is about to start in around 15 minutes. You know what I mean? The U.S. versus our good friend, our foe, Belgium. I hope we win this game. This game is gonna put us very far within the tournament. So I hope we win this game, guys. I'm rooting for the United States. I'm rooting for the guys to go forward, and so the game gonna be on in a second. But you know, we are stuck in traffic. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what the hell is going on today on 84. 84 is always messed up. But here stuck in traffic. Trying to get home before this game starts, because I know the United States team have something to prove, man. We have something to prove. So I want to go see that game at 8. But seriously though, guys, what y'all think about the Trump accounts, man? What do y'all think about these Trump accounts? Is it a good idea or what? I think it's a good initiative, man. It's a real good initiative. Trust me. But that's what I have for you guys today. Now you see that, you know, whether you like Trump or not, trust me, this man is trying to move for the kids, man. Trump is for the kids' future. So whether you like him or not, I think he's doing a great job. Nobody's perfect, man. Some stuff, you know, kind of unconventional. Some stuff he does is really unconventional. But this, for the kids, I am for the kids. Because I want to see the kids be better off than me, you, and the previous generation. So I am for the kids. And this he's doing to set up the kids in another way for the future, I'm down for that, man. So shout out to Trump. Shout out to Michael Dell and his wife. Shout out to Micron, who's putting in 250 mil. Shout out to all the people, all the business people who are donating shares or cash to the accounts for the kids. Because, listen, the children are the future. And that's where I'm going to put it. You can't have a future United States without having the kids or the children on a solid foundation. Can never happen. Can never happen. So I know you guys don't like some of these people who are putting money in these accounts, like the Elon Musk and all those rich people and all those billionaires or trillionaires. I know you guys don't like them, but I'm gonna say thanks to these people on your behalf. On your behalf, I'm gonna say thanks to them because I really like what they're doing for the kids. This is Jermaine Views. Please remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop any content. But I like what these people are doing for the kids, and I'm going to say thanks to them. Shout out to Trump, Dell, and everyone. Brad, and everyone.